Welcome to HackTheFile. I'm Michael Lopez, and on today's episode, we're going to be looking at the self-taught cloud computing engineer book. Enjoy. So we're back. I love it. I'm going to start doing more, I guess, intros like that where you can see my face for a second. I haven't done it in a little bit, but it's only because I've been lazy and um I just forgot to put in that intro, but it's fine. That way you can see put a face to the madness. Um, so I'm excited about this one. This one is, and I love Pact. I don't know if people like Pact or not. I really don't care. I like Pact. My personal preference is Pact first. I like the way they teach their stuff, and they're pretty reliable, I would say, and up to date on their stuff. So Um, this one is the self-taught cloud computing engineer, a comprehensive professional study guide to AWS, Azure, and GCP. So I don't know if you guys know, especially if you're new, and if you're new to cybersecurity, you want to pick this book up. You want to pick this book up probably sooner than later. All right, and um, I don't know what the level's going to be on this, whether it's going to be hard, intermediate, or easy. I guess we're going to find out right now when we read. Oh, sorry. This is by Dr. Logan Song. I always have to say the name. You got to give him credit to their book. Um, we're going to find out about him anyways here in a little bit. Um, so if you're new to cybersecurity or you're just getting into it, this is part of this is the cloud computing, right? This is where everything is at now. This is where most people's data is stored. Um, I mean, companies, right? And people too, right? So, but mainly, I would say companies and stuff. They're going uh, online to manage their data, and it's going to be through one of these big giant companies. So, and we're going to read more about this. AWS is Amazon Web Services, I think it stands for. Azure is Microsoft, right? And GCP is Google. I don't know if it stands for Google, whatever. We're about to find out right now. Um, when you're looking for a job out there on the market, these guys are always dropping these buzzwords. I mean, they're not buzzwords. I mean, you're gonna know most of these positions. I guess I don't know. They interact with Amazon uh, web services, right? And their data centers and like AWS and all that, the cloud storage and all that stuff. So I guess you got to know how to upload or maintain. I have no clue, right? But that's what this book is, right? It's self-taught cloud computing energy engineer. So hold on, my glasses are dirty. Um, I think this will be a great series to go through. I want to do it. I want to get through it, and I want to know um, about all this stuff. This is something that's I think it needs to be learned better sooner than later because this is where everything's going. Right? Those businesses are controlling all of our data, all of our information, and it would be nice to know how they interact or how to interact with them yourself. And I think what this book does is you set up a free account with one of these guys, with all of these guys, I think, and you learn how to modify the data yourself or something like that. It seems really cool, and they have free services, right, where you can store your data. It's free, and it shows you how to interact with them and stuff like that. I think it's cool. So we're about to find out. We're gonna see if we can get through this, right? I'm sure it's gonna be a little technical, but I don't see it being really, really, really technical and really hard to follow and understand. And I think that we should be able to get through this book, right? At least most of it. So let's go ahead and start this, right? I'm excited about this too. This is pretty cool. Let's go through. The self-taught cloud computing engineer, all rights reserved. Every effort has been made, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about that. To God for your amazing grace. Andale. I like that. To my mother, Shuming Tang. Shuming Tang. I don't know how to pronounce that. And to the memory to my father, Ada Song, for your sacrifice and love. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I love that. Oh, got to throw the wife in there. To my wife Tracy, for your unconditional love and support. Yep, for real. If you ain't got one, then you don't know, man. They help you through everything. Oh man, this guy's everybody. To my daughter, Nancy, for showing me what talent and hard work can achieve. Andale. Congrats on your success at Princeton University and Stanford. Man, she a smart one. You must be proud. Oh, okay, hold on. We're gonna do his uncles and his aunts and cousins and shit too, or what? To my son, Neil, for your strong passion, deep critical thinking, and self-learning. May God bless your life at Yale University. Man, this guy, man, to my dog. To my dog Rover. Good job for barking. Drink water out of your bowl. Best dog I ever had. To my daughter, Nicole, for your compassion and endurance. May God guide you in the future. She must be the youngest one, huh? Alright. Forward. In today's fast-paced digital landscape where technology shapes the way we live and work, cloud computing has emerged as a transformative force. Its power to revolutionize business, accelerate innovation, and enable modern technology is immeasurable. As the demand for cloud expertise continues to soar, there is a pressing need for comprehensive resources to equip more individuals with the knowledge and skills in this dynamic realm. All right, The Self-Taught Cloud Engineer by Logan Song fills this void admirably. As one of the world's leading subject matter experts, SMEs, in cloud computing, Logan brings forth a wealth of wisdom, insight, and practical guidance in this remarkable book. Within its pages lies an extraordinary learning journey that will empower readers to grasp the intricacies of the three most prominent clouds on Earth: Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, so it's just Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. This book transcends mere technical jargon and dives deep into the essence of cloud computing. Logan begins by laying a solid foundation of cloud computing concepts and services, ensuring readers comprehend the fundamentals before embarking on their transformative journey. The exploration commences with an immersive experience within AWS Cloud by meticulously unraveling the intricacies of AWS services, ranging from compute and storage to network, database, big data, machine learning, and security. Logan offers invaluable insights to best practices for service design and development. The journey continues. Okay, we're gonna skip all that. That's not that exciting. I made it seem more exciting than it was. It wasn't. So basically, we're gonna learn all this. Okay, about the author. Dr. Logan Song is the cloud director and chief cloud architect at Ditto LLC, a Google partner company. With over 25 years of professional experience, Dr. Song is highly skilled in enterprise information technology architecture, specializing in cloud computing and machine learning. And Dr. Song has led numerous data center virtualization and cloud projects in Fortune 500 companies and government agencies. He holds numerous cloud certifications in AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Let me see what he has. So, Dr. Song holds a PhD in industrial engineering, MS in computer science, and a bachelor's in electrical engineering. So he was an electrical engineer. Then went on to get his computer science master's, and then went into industrial engineering. That's pretty smart. Currently, he is an adjunct professor at University of Texas Dallas, teaching graduate courses in cloud computing and machine learning. I like this guy already. Let's go. Let's let's go. I want to thank the Pack team. You know, man, this guy want to thank everybody. He a really thankful guy. You know, man, who's worked and trusted me to make this book or something. You know, well, come on now, calm down, Doctor Song. You have to be that grateful. I mean, be grateful, man. Now his friends, teachers, and classmates. Oh man, this guy's, he's thanking everybody over here. His goldfish. I like to thank my goldfish. My goldfish, Lucky. All right. About the reviewers, man. I want to thank the reviewers. You already thanked your wife, right? I want to thank my wife for always being there for me. You just did, but that's smart. You can think it twice. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm gonna just leave that one alone. I got a feeling Dr. Song, he a really thankful guy. Man, Dr. Song. There's nothing wrong with being thankful. Ain't nothing wrong with being thankful. You can be thankful all day long. We all need to be, most likely. And he's teaching me about all kinds of stuff. All right, here we go. Preface. Cloud computing came in our world in 2006, about 60 years after the first computer emerged. 2006. See, I like that. Cloud computing provides a brand new concept for computing power services such as elastic, self-provisioning, and on-demand. Traditional computing data center model computing infrastructure is conceived as physical hardware with space, compute, and network equipment, admin staff, physical security, and capital expenditure. That's the key word right there. Entailing a long procurement cycle, big maintenance costs, and lumbering structure. The new cloud computing model builds the computing infrastructure as software that matches your business needs. It's a SaaS. Provisioning and terminating computing resources on demand, scaling the computing resources up, down, elastically, and automatically, deploying the cloud resources, immutable code and version control, and paying for what you use. Man, that just sounds like a bargain. Amazon Web Services, AWS. What they're not telling you is you're opening yourself up to vulnerabilities and all kinds of stuff more than, giving away your data. Okay, was the first cloud service followed by Microsoft Azure and then Google Cloud Platform, GCP. These are the three main clouds that are dominating the world, and this book helps you learn about and master all of them and build a successful career in cloud computing. And this is what we want to do, right? So Hack the File ain't just about trying to learn how to hack stuff. You gotta learn everything about cyber. You ain't gonna be able to learn everything, but you gotta learn the things that interest you. How about that? And this interests me. And you could probably use this to be a pen tester, or, to hack some stuff. So who this book is for? This book is for individuals that are grateful. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, man. Help me. Sorry, Lord. This book is for individuals in the information technology domain. Whether you are a beginner looking to start your cloud computing journey or an experienced professional seeking to expand your skills. That's exactly what we are. Our interactive study book is designed to empower you with the knowledge and practical experience necessary to excel in the world of cloud computing. That's what we want. With the detailed roadmap in this book, you will be able to complete a comprehensive cloud learning journey and develop a successful cloud computing career thereafter. What this book covers. And we don't want to do, we never do what this book covers. It takes too long. We're going to go through it one by one. And if we don't like something, we skip it. To get the most out of this book, study the chapters to master the basic concepts. Learn by doing all the lab examples in the chapters, study the certification exam contents, and go on to achieve cloud certification. So I think that would be awesome to be able to go through this book and at the end try to get my certification. I think that would be cool, but I'm going to be real busy with school here. I'm going to get my master's, back to get my master's degree this fall from Boise State University in cyber operations and resilience, and I'm excited about that. And I think we're gonna do a lot of stuff like kind of like this too. So I don't know, but we'll see. Download the example code files. You can download the example code files from this book GitHub. Is this the one? Oh, this is DevSec Ops. Let's see what this does. Take me to a virus. Okay, self-taught. Okay, here's all the chapter 10, chapter 10, ML, the Michael Lopez API. Alright, anyways, I like this because that's why you have to go through the book like this, because you get your code, so you don't have to write your code. You just copy and paste, man. You can learn faster. It's if you already know how to code. If you don't know how to code, I would recommend just typing the code. That way you get to learn how to code. But yeah, I've done that before through a book in Black Hat Python, and I don't know if it helped a lot. I mean, it helped a little bit, but I could have copied and pasted most of that. Would have learned this faster. So I don't know. You figure it out, whether you like to type in the code yourself so you can learn to type, or whether you just like to copy and paste. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know if that helped me, and I've done that before. So, but I just copy and paste now because I really don't care. I don't need to learn how to code that way anymore. Feedback, blah blah blah. General feedback. Okay, we don't want to do all this feedback. We don't be scanning stuff like this, or we could, but we don't need to. Proof of purchase. Oh, see, they'll send me a PDF. Oh, nice. Send you a free PDF of this book. That's cool. That'll work. All right, learning about the Amazon cloud, part 1. The first part kicks off the cloud journey by introducing Amazon Cloud. In this part, we'll digest the concept of cloud computing and examine the AWS cloud service, including compute, storage, networking, database, big data, machine learning, and security, aiming for comprehensive understanding of the Amazon cloud and obtain hands-on skills in the AWS cloud. That's what I'm saying. This part comprises the following chapters: Amazon EC2, Amazon Cloud Storage, Amazon Networking, Amazon EC2 and Compute Services. Amazon Web Services is a cloud computing platform offered by Amazon. It provides a wide range of cloud-based services, including compute, storage, network, database, data analytics, machine learning, and other functionality that can be used to build scalable and flexible applications. We will start our Amazon Cloud learning journey from AWS Compute Services specifically. We will start Amazon Cloud learning journey from the AWS Compute Services. So, cloud base including compute. So we're going to start with compute, which was one of the most basic and earliest cloud services in the world. Oh man. In this chapter, we will cover the following topics: the history of computing, how the first computer evolved from physical to virtual and led to cloud computing. We might skip that. I don't know. Amazon global cloud infrastructure, where all the AWS cloud services are based. Building our first EC2 instances in the Amazon cloud. Provision EC2 instances in the AWS cloud step by step. Elastic load balances and auto scaling groups. The framework provides service AWS compute from EC2 server extended to blah 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 blah. By following discussions in this chapter, you will be able to grasp the basic concepts of cloud computing, AWS EC2 and compute services, and gain hands-on skills in provisioning EC2 and compute services. Practice questions are provided to assess your knowledge level, and further reading links are included at the end of the chapter. We're going to skip all this. So, I assume that you know the history of computing and the computer and what makes a computer and all that stuff. And this is what it's going through. This is basic. Now, if you're just getting into cybersecurity and you're wanting to taste of what it is, pause the video and read this yourself, and then unpause it, and then we'll move on. That's what I recommend, because this is too basic for even. I'm not gonna read this. I mean, I probably could have read it at the time it took me to say that, but I don't feel like reading more than I have to. So we already know how the RAM works, computer works. That this NIC. Although I had a friend that was in software that didn't know what this NIC card does and what it is, but that's the basic part of a computer. Okay. He's not a computer. He was a software engineer or something. I don't know. The data center. Apparently, one computer does not serve us well. Computers need to be able to communicate with each other to fulfill network communications, resource sharing, and so on. The work at Stanford University in 1980 led to the birth of Cisco Systems, Inc., an internet company that played a great part in connecting computers together and forming the intranet and then the internet. Alright, we're going to skip that too. We don't need to know about that. Virtual machine. I might want to know a little bit about this. The piece of physical computers was broken in 1998 when VMware was founded and the concept of virtual machine VMs was brought to Earth. 1998. A VM is a software-based computer composed of virtualized components of physical computers: CPU, RAM, HD, network, operating systems, and application programs. VMware's hypervisor virtualizes hardware to run multiple VMs on bare metal hardware, and these VMs can run various operating systems on Windows, Linux, and others. With virtualization, a VM is represented by a bunch of files. It can be exported to binary image that can be deployed on physical hardware at different locations. A running VM can be moved from one host to another, live, so-called vMotion. The virtualization technologies virtualize physical hardware and caused a revolution in computer history, and also made cloud computing feasible. The idea of cloud computing. The limitation of data centers and virtualization technology made people explore more flexible and inexpensive ways to using computing resources. The idea of cloud computing started from the concept of rental. Use as needed and pay as you go, right? That's what I figured. It is on-demand, self-provisioning of computing resources, hardware, software, and so on. It allows you to pay for only what you want to use. The key concept of cloud computing is disposable computing resources. In the traditional information technology and data center concept, a computer or any other compute resource is treated as a pet. When a pet dies, people are very sad. They need to get a new replacement right away. If the investment bank's trading server goes down at night, it is the end of the world. Everyone is woken up to recover the server. However, in the new cloud computing concept, a computer is treated as cattle and herd. For example, the website of investment bank zbank.com is supported by a herd of 88 servers, www.001 through www.001. 88. When one server goes down, it is taken out of the server serving line, shot, and replaced with another one with the same configuration functionalities automatically. With cloud computing, well, man, he really went dark on that one. Could have been another analogy you could have used for that one, other than shooting a cow in the head. Replace with cloud computing, enterprises are leveraging the cloud service provider (CSP) unlimited computing resources that are featured as global, elastic, and scalable, highly reliable and available, cost effective and secure. The main CSPs such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have a global data center that are connected to the backbone networks. Because a cloud computing pay-as-you-go characteristics, it makes sense to cost saving because of strong monitoring and logging features. Cloud computing offers the most secure hosting environment. Yeah. Instead of building physical hardware data centers with big investments over a long time, virtual software based data centers can be built within several hours. Immutable and repeatably in the global cloud environment, infrastructure is represented as code that can be managed with version control, which we can call infrastructure as code, AIAC. More details can be found at www.yada. And if you want to know that, you just pause it, type that in, and go. EC2 was forced. EC2 was first introduced in 2006 as a web service that allowed customers to rent virtual computers for computing tasks. Then, since has become one of the most popular cloud computing platforms available, offering a wide range of services and features that makes it an attractive option for enterprise customers. Amazon's categories in the VM. Amazon categorizes the VMs with different EC2 instance types based on the hardware, CPU, RAM, HD, and network. A software operating system and application configuration for the different businesses for different business use cases. Cloud consumers can choose EC2 instances with a variety of instance types, operating systems choices, network options, storage options, and much more. In 2013, Amazon introduced the reserved instance feature, which gave customers the opportunity to purchase instances at discounted rates in exchange for committing to longer usage terms. In 2017, Amazon released EC2 Fleet, which allows customers to manage multiple instance types and instance sizes across multiple availability zones with single request. The computer evolution path. From ENIAC to EC2, a computer has evolved from a huge physical unit to a disposable resource that is flexible and on demand, portable and replaceable, and a data center has evolved from being expensive and protracted to a piece of code that can be executed globally at any time on demand within hours. In the next section of this chapter, we will look at the Amazon Global Cloud Infrastructure and then provision our EC2 instance in the cloud. That sounds like a plan. Now we got 2 minutes. My video is gonna end, and then I'm probably gonna do about 45 minutes of this. So we'll go 45 minutes in, get everything set up, and then we'll make video 2. Amazon Global Cloud Infrastructure. The Amazon Global Cloud Infrastructure is a suite of cloud computing services offered by AWS, including compute, storage, database, analytics, network, mobile, developer tools, management tools, security, identity compliance, and so on. These services are hosted globally, allowing customers to store data and access resources in a location that is best meet their business needs. It delivers highly secure, low cost, reliable service that can be used by almost any application in any industry around the world. Amazon has built physical data centers around the world in geographical areas called AWS regions, which are connected by Amazon's backbone network infrastructure. Each region provides full redundancy and connectivity among its data centers. An AWS region typically consists of two or more AZs, which is fully isolated partition of the AWS infrastructure. And AZ has one or more data centers connected with each other and is identified by a name that combines a letter identifier with the region name. For example, US East ID is the DAZ in the US East 1 region. Each AZ, what is that, Amazon zone, is designed for fault isolation and is connected to other AZs using high-speed private networking. When provisioning cloud resources such as EC2, you choose a region and AZ where the EC2 instance will be sitting. In the next section, we will demonstrate the EC2 instance provisioning process. Building our first EC2 instance in the Amazon cloud. In this section, we will use the AWS Cloud Console and Cloud Shell command line to provision EC2 instances. Running the Amazon cloud, Linux and Windows VMs step by step. Note that the user interface may change, but the procedures are similar. Before we can launch an EC2 instance, we need to create an AWS account first. Amazon offers a free tier account for new cloud learners to provision some basic cloud resources, but you will need a credit card to sign up for the AWS account. Oh man. Since your credit card is involved, there are 3 things to keep in mind with your AWS 12-digit account as follows. Enable multi-factor authentication to protect your account. You can log into the console with your email address, but be aware that this is the root user, which has the superpower to provision any resources globally. Clean up all/any cloud resources you have provisioned after completing the lab. Clean up all/any cloud resources you have provisioned after completing the lab. Having signed up for AWS account, you are ready to move to the next phase, launching EC Instance Cloud using the Cloud Console or Cloud Shell. Okay, launching the EC2 instance in the AWS Cloud Console. Logging into the AWS Console so what we're going to do is we're going to go here and I'm probably going to create new AWS account. So let me create this account, and I mean, if you're following along, yeah, there's the consoleaws.com. Yeah, this is why you must have a credit card that you're going to use. That if it's free, you could use it. That's fine. That you know that if somebody does fraudulent things on it, you'll get your money back, or you won't have to pay for it, right? So I have one of those credit cards. So let me do this. I'm going to pause the video, sign this up, and we'll get started. All right, we're back. So I got that set up, and so like I said, you want to have, for stuff like this, you want to have maybe a Proton email account. So if you don't know what that is, Google it. No, just kidding. I had a couple of my short videos tells a little bit more about Proton Mail, and so just literally just Google Proton Mail, and you can set up a free Proton email. And what it is that it's just so you don't want to, if you don't want to use your main email for that you use for business or resumes or whatnot, I don't know. You can set up a Proton email account, and it's usually whatever name you give it at proton.me, and it's free. You can upgrade it to some more stuff, whatever. But I use it as like a throwaway email, and I used it for this. Also, you want to have like a credit card. Don't use your bank card, nothing. Use it because since it's free, they have a free account on here. You want to do like maybe like a credit card that you know that's good, like a Capital One or whatever. And if somebody tries to hack it or does something like that, you can get your money back. So I set this up. Logging into AWS console, blah blah. You can search for EC2 services and launch an EC2 instance by taking the following 9 steps. Select the software of the EC2 instance. Think of it just like selecting software, OS, and other applications when purchasing a physical desktop or a laptop. In AWS, the software image for the EC2 instance is called an Amazon Machine Image, AMI, which is the template that is used to launch an EC2 instance. Amazon provides AMIs in Windows, Linux, and other operating systems, customized with some other software pre-installed. Figure 1.3, select an AMI. As in Figure 1.3, we will choose the Amazon Linux 2 AMI, which is customized Linux OS, tuned for optimal performance on AWS and easy integration with AWS services and its free tier eligibility. In many enterprises, AMI images are standard to be used as seeds to deploy EC2 instances. We will call them golden images. A production AMI includes all the packages, patches, and applications. Hold on, am I recording? Yeah. Okay. Um, Patches and applications that are needed to deploy EC2 instances in production and will be managed with secure version control management systems. 2. Select the hardware. So we're going to select the we're going to select the what? The Amazon Linux 2 AMI. So where did it say to do this? Basically what I was on. Okay, so let's see if we can find the AMI, right? Select the software of the EC2 instance. Just like selecting software. Browse more AMIs. AMI. Nope, brings back there. Services. Type in AMI. In my catalog. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Amazon Linux AMI. Amazon Linux 2. Let me see. Uh, Selecting the OS. Amazon, which is 10. Okay. We have chosen the Amazon Linux 2 Amazon Linux 2 MI. Let's do that one. I selected it. Now what? To virtual. Okay. In your first year includes 750 hours. Select an existing key pair or create a key pair. We noticed that you didn't select a key pair. If you want to be able to connect to your instance, it's recommended you select one. Select the hardware. This is like selecting hardware, the number of CPUs, RAM. Okay. I'm just jumping ahead here to see if it what it's going to have me select. A key pair consists of a public key that AWS stores an instance, a private key that you download and store on your local computer for remote access. When you try to connect instances, the key pairs both are matched and authenticated for user connections. For Windows instance, we need to decrypt the key pair to obtain the administrator's password for logging into E2 instance remotely. For Linux instances, we utilize the private key and use SSH security to connect to the cloud. Note that the only chance to download the EC2 key pair is during the instance creation time. If you've lost a key pair, you cannot recover it. The only workaround is to create an AMI of the existing instance and then launch a new instance with the AMI new pair. Also note that there are two formats for EC2 key pair. When you save it to the local computer, the .pem format is used on Linux terminals including Mac, PPK, and the .ppk format is used for Windows. Following the preceding 9 steps, we have provisioned our first instance at Linux VM. Many of us following the same procedure. Let us launch a Windows VM. The only difference is step 1, we choose the Microsoft Windows operating system specifically. Okay, so we need to do the key pair. Alright, I got that all set up. So I got an instance running. Select the hardware configuration of the EC2 instance. This is just like selecting hardware, the number of CPUs, RAM, and HD size when purchasing a physical desktop or laptop PC. In AWS, the hardware selection is to choose the right EC2 instance type. Amazon has categorized the EC2 hardware configurations to various instance types such as general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, and so on. Based on business use cases, some AWS EC2 instance types are shown in Figure 1 2. General purpose. So this is going to be A1, whatever. Each instance type is specified by a category, family series, generation number, and configuration size. For example, the P2 large instance type can be used for an accelerated computing use case. What? The P2X large? Where's that at? Okay. A configuration. For example, the P2X large can be used for an accelerated computing use case where P is the instance family series, 2 is the instance generation, and X 8x large indicates its size and 8 times the P2 large. We will choose T2 Micro, which is inexpensive and free tier eligible for our EC2. T2 Micro, where are we finding that crap at? Man, the right thing? Yeah, T2 Micro. It already came out like that. So this one already has T2 Micro as its default instance, so we're good. We're golden on that. But we're back. Let's see what happened. Oh, man, went too fast. Oh, here's the what the book was showing. Yeah, see there now I can pick the T2 Micro. Login pair. Alright, so this is obviously where the book wanted us to be. All right, specify the EC2's instance's network settings. This is like subscribing to the internet service provider (ISP) for our home PC to connect to a network and the internet. Um, in the AWS cloud, the basic network is called a virtual private network (VPC), and Amazon has provided a default VPC and subnet in each region. At this time, we will take the default settings. Our first EC2 instance will be placed its default VPC subnet and assign an IP, blah blah blah. So internet server. This is specify network settings. Network settings. We're gonna do the default. It says network info, subnet, no preference, default subnet. Create security group, so basic subnet. Optionally attached, enable this identifying access management. IAM role to the EC2 instance. This is something very different from traditional concepts, but is very useful for software applications or applications running on the EC2 instance to interact with other AWS services. With IAM, you can specify who can access which resources with what permissions. An IAM role can be created and assigned with permissions to access other AWS resources such as reading and Amazon Simple Storage Service, Amazon S3 bucket. By attaching the IAM role to the EC2 instance, all applications running on the EC2 instance will have the same permissions as the role. For example, we can create an IAM role, assign it read-write access to an S3 bucket, and attach the role to the EC2 instance. And all applications running on the EC2 instance will have read-write access to the S3 bucket. It shows the concept of attaching the IAM role. Roles to grant Amazon Simple Storage, application access bucket. Yeah, we get it. So we want to do that. Let's say did I skip something? I am. Didn't see anything on there for IAM. Optionally specific user data scripts to the optionally specify a user data script to the EC2 instance. User data scripts can be used to customize a runtime environment. EC2 instance it executes the first time it starts. I've experienced using EC2 data script at the time the Linux system admin left my company with no one, and the company was able to access the Linux instance sitting in the AWS cloud, where there exists many ways to rescue the situation. One interesting solution we used to generate a new key pair, public-private, stop the instance, and leverage the instance user data script to append the new public key to the user's SSH profile during the instance started running. Blah 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 blah. The EC2 user can use blah 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 blah. Nice, it's already on there. Optionally attach additional storage volumes to these things. This can be thought of as buying and adding additional disk drives to your PC at home. For each volume, we need to specify size, disk, and the volume, blah 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 blah. Let me see, where is that at? Configure storage. 1 times X GP2 not encrypted, free tier. Customers can get 30 gigabytes. Optionally assign a tag to the EC2. A tag is a label that we can assign to the AWS resource, and it consists of a key, Optional value with tags. We attach metadata to cloud resources such as EC2 instance. There are many potential benefits of tagging and managing cloud resources such as filtering, automation, application, chargeback, and access control. Advanced details. Domain join directory. I am instance profile. IP name. DNS host name. Auto recovery shutdown. I'm just seeing what's in here. Metadata. Alright. Remember, this ain't too serious. It's just learning, right? So I'm not gonna set up all that crap. Setting a security group. Just like configuring firewalls on our home router to manage our access on our home PCs, and it's just set of firewall rules that control traffic from the EC2 instance. With an SG, we can create rules to specify the source, for example, IP address of the vendor, the port number, protocols, HTTP, internet control, control, message protocol, ICMP. For example, we use EC2 instance to host a web server. Then SG will blah 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 open person HTTP 80 HTTPS 443. Note that SG exists outside the instance guest OS and traffic to instance can control by both blah blah blah. Specify existing key pair, create a new key pair. We already read this. Um, this is just setting up your RSA key. It's going to send you your RSA private key, and just keep that. So you name it, you keep it, and you keep that on your desktop, and you can use that so just in case it needs you to put in your key. And if you look at my previous videos, I think I made I don't know if I made a video about encryption and RSA encryption and how it works and all that. I think I might, because that'd be a great video, because it's very complicated, encryption, decryption, especially RSA, because you use private keys and public keys. And if you want something to just feed your brain on, you're gonna want to look that up. And I've got a great video for it. If you want me to put it on there, I can. It teaches it very easily. I actually had a student in college that was getting his degree, and he had to learn about decryption and RSA encryption or whatnot. And in order to help him and tutor him, I had to research it myself, and I figured it out, and I got it, got a little study thing for him together, and I still have it, I think. So I can send that, or I can just send that to front of me. I'm getting tired now. This is the end of the video almost. I can make a video on that too, and I got some valuable resources on that. And so that's what that's about. So we're gonna skip this. I'm still confused on how this is working and all this crap. So, and I have barely started, so I guess I've launched a new instance. I don't know what happened to my old one, but did something wrong with it. So I guess this is the new instance. I have no clue what it is still. I don't even know what we're doing here. I'm reading this book and I'm like, is this a virtual machine? I mean, I'm assuming it's a virtual machine online, and this is allowing me to access data or something. But see, I have no clue. But that's the thing. We haven't done anything yet. Like, we've barely got through setting this up. Launching EC2. I mean, I knew this wasn't going to be just really easy. So, I mean, as we go on, that's the whole point of it. I am clueless on how any of this works. I have zero knowledge on how technically this works. So this is actually going to reveal answers to me as we go, and then I can put it together myself, right? Launching EC2 instances using Cloud Shell. We can also launch EC2 instances using the command line in Cloud Shell. Alright, we're going to skip that Cloud Shell one. Since we already have it running, we will probably end up coming back to this one, but this is just uh, using the Cloud Shell. It's ridiculous. So we're going to skip this because we already have it running. Logging into the EC2 instances. After the instances are created, how do we access them? SSH is a cryptographic network protocol for operating networks securely. Okay, so we're probably gonna stop here. I don't want to make the video way too long. I'm already probably about an hour. This is fun, right? And it's gonna give us some insight on how this. I'm still confused. I have no clue of what I'm doing, right? I'm assuming we're using the management interface right now to set up some kind of virtual machine or instance or whatever interface, and then now we're gonna connect to it through SSH. I have no clue what's going on here, but I just barely started, and I'm not a cloud engineer, so this is pretty cool. So, I mean, hopefully, as we get through these videos, we'll learn together, we'll figure out what we're doing. But right now, I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue of what's happening. I'm just following instructions. I have some kind of idea, but I don't suspect that should know exactly what I'm doing or how this works or what's happening. I can only tell you that we set up an account. EC2 is some kind of algorithm or software that you can upload that or do all this stuff in it and this and that. And that's about as far as I got. And we're setting up some kind of launch instance that helps you manage it from, I don't know, gives you an operating system or some whatever or other. And now we're about to see if we can log into it with SSH and stuff. So I am clueless on what's happening. But it's still fun. See, I'm not destroying anything. I mean, this is just, it's a free little account that Amazon gives you where you can mess around with it, get some actual experience. Maybe halfway through this book, or I'll start understanding everything, and then by the time we finish it, hey, I'll have a lot better understanding of how this works and how it would probably work in the industry, and if you work for a company that's interfacing with cloud computing, right, with all the data they have in the cloud. So I think this is a great little resource, especially if you're wanting to get a job as a cloud engineer. There you go, man. You want to dive headfirst into this, do it. I want to do it so I get some practical knowledge of it, and then so if I ever get a job or encounter this out in the field, or I need to teach it or whatever, I'll be able to, right? And the fact remains that I'm interested in stuff like this. This type of stuff is fun to me, and I love it. So the more I learn it, the more I know of it, the more I could do stuff. Maybe later on down the line, I might use it, right? So yeah, that was self-taught. I'm gonna make a series of this, so I'm actually gonna go through this whole book. Now this is the part of the book, part of the video where we're gonna see how big this book is. So chapter 2, chapter 3, it's got about 9,000 pages. So like I said, we're gonna do as much as this book as we can, and we'll skip little things like I'm not gonna log in with this shell maybe till later. Don't need to do it right now, but Azure Cloud, and this actually, like I said, this goes from Amazon to Azure, which is Microsoft, to Google cloud services, right? So this book is awesome. So far, it's kind of a challenge to navigate through it, but I don't think I read it right. I think I missed something because I'm reading, whatever. But I don't know. Um, it doesn't seem like it's too hard to follow. I ended up finding where the book was and was able to follow along pretty good. Now let's see how it is for the rest of the book. This I don't think this should have been second. I think that should have been first. Well, I don't know. I mean, you can log in with the Cloud Shell. You can just start it uh, like that. So that was kind of confusing. That's why I didn't go through it because the instance is already running, and I tried to a little bit, and it just did not. I was doing something wrong. So that's just going to confuse you. Just skip it. And what we're trying to gain in here is some practical experience. When you go into deeper stuff that you don't need to do, I mean don't do it, man. It's just gonna. You might want to learn that later on if you need to, right? But right now we're trying to get through this. It's already kind of complicated, so we just want to you know understand it at our pace. So all right, that was Hack the File, and I'll see you on the next video. Have fun.